Today I'm going to show you how you can build some awesome pop-ups in WordPress with the plugin Elementor for your marketing needs, like this one right here. So let's get to work and let's hop into my computer.
Okay, great. So to start off, I'm going to show you quickly what the pop-up will look like. So I created a test page here, and basically it will trigger when I'll get at around 50% of the page scrolled down, like so. So today we are going to learn how to build some pop-ups like this one to help with your marketing efforts. So let's get right into it. Great, so before creating our first pop-up, we'll need to know three things. We'll need to know what to show, where to show it, and how the pop-up will be triggered. In this example, we will see three types of pop-ups, which are one that will be triggered on a single page, one that will be triggered by a button click, and one that will be triggered after a certain percentage of scroll like we saw in the intro. Now in this video, we'll be using Elementor as our pop-up handler. It's a very powerful tool with which we'll be able to manage a couple of conditions, triggers, and advanced rules regarding our pop-ups, which we will see later. So first, let's go and set up a test page. So to do this, go into your WordPress website. First, make sure obviously that you've got Elementor installed. In my case, I've got Elementor Pro, which you need to create some pop-ups. So once you've got Elementor and Elementor Pro installed, go create a page. In my case, I'll name it Popup Page Test and publish. Next, we'll want to edit with Elementor. Great. So now, for this video, I'll just insert a existing template. And as per the first example, I'll use a travel template, which is this one. Okay, great. So now we've got a page in which a pop-up can pop up. So this could obviously be any kind of page. It could be a static page like we've got right now, or it could be a blog post or a landing page. It doesn't matter because we can manage every pop-up and every condition in a very modular way, which we'll see in a second. So once you are satisfied with your page, update. And now this page should be live. Great. And if you wanted, we could remove the header and footer, which I will do right now by selecting the Elementor Canvas page layout. Okay, and update again. Great. So now that we've created our test page, we can now go create our pop-up. So to create a pop-up, go back in the WordPress dashboard and go into the Templates tab and Pop-ups. This is where Elementor manages all of your internal pop-ups, which, as you can see, I've got one that was featured in the intro right here, but we'll create another one. So just click Add New, select Pop-up, and name your pop-up. I'll name it Travel Pop-up. And create template. Next, you've got a lot of interesting templates sorry, you can choose from that Elementor actually includes in the plugin. As you can see, you can have some opt-in pop-ups to gather some user information. You can offer some static information, for example, a discount code, or you could even have a pop-up so that the user can accept cookies, for example. Or like in this case, have a timer. In our case, there's a pop-up that already fits with the theme. So let's write travel. And I'll select this one, which offers a 30% discount on the next booking. Let's insert. Nice. So now that our pop-up has been inserted into our new pop-up template, let's make a couple of adjustments. Like I can see here that the X right here is kind of hidden, which I don't like. So I'll quickly do some minor adjustments. And when you are ready, you can publish your pop-up and you will have a pop-up that will actually display a couple of tabs with a lot of information. These tabs read conditions, triggers, and advanced rules. These are the rules that manage how your pop-up is triggered. So how the pop-up displays and where. In our case, for now, let's just save and close. And you can preview your pop-up by clicking on the small eye here and clicking preview. So now you can see your pop-up, which is very nice, by the way. Great. So now let's start by our first example. So if we wanted the pop-up to pop up after 50% scroll in the page. So in the page we've got here, when we get to about 50% of the page scrolled downwards, we want the pop-up to show up. By doing so, we have bigger chances that our visitor is actually interested in our things, what we offer, because the person has already scrolled halfway. So let's do this. So go back to your pop-up Elementor editor, click on the small upwards arrow. Is it upwards? Downwards? Okay, so upwards arrow. Then click on display conditions. Now, first condition that we can choose is actually where the pop-up will be shown. So on which page? In our case, we'd want it to show only on the page we created, which is the one right here. So pop-up page test. So to do so, click on entire site and select singular. So basically we are telling Elementor that we want to show our pop-up on a single page. Now, not on every single page. We'll have to select on a single page and then select that page. And as you might have seen, we can select a singular post. So we could actually show a pop-up on a blog post. We could only show it on the front page, so that would be dynamically recognized in the system. You could also show it on every page by X author and many other configurations. In our case, like I said, we want our test page, which is named Pop-up Page Test. So let's select Pop-up Page Test. And there it is. So once that's selected, click Next. So we want to show our pop-up when we get to about 50% of the page scrolled down. Now we know that the pop-up will show on this page because we just selected. Now we have to tell the system that we want it to trigger on a scroll when the person scrolls down at about 50%. So as you can see, this is the one we have to select. And you see that we have a lot of other options, which we will discover a bit later. Click Next. And you've got other options. So these are called advanced rules. So as you can see, you could actually program the pop-up so that it shows after a number of page views, a number of sessions, and you could even restrict the number of times the pop-up is shown. So you don't have to spam people like all these freaking websites like Forbes and all of the other ones. You can actually set directly in the plugin a maximum amount of times someone can see your pop-up, which reduces spam and increases user experience. Anyways, in our case, we don't need any of these advanced rules, so click Save and Close. And now, the moment of truth. Let's go to our page and refresh. As you can see, no pop-up is popping up just yet. Keep an eye on the scroll bar here because the pop-up should appear when the scroll bar will be at around 50% scrolled down. So let's say we are a visitor. We arrived on the page and it seems interesting. We want to know more. So we scroll and scroll and scroll. And what do you know? There is the pop-up. Our pop-up has popped up at around 50% of the page scrolled down. Now that's a success. On to the other ones. So if we wanted to have the pop-up pop up when we have a button click, here's how you could do it. So first we'll need a button. In our case, I'll use this one. So I just copied this one and I'll add it at the end here under this existing button and paste. Now I'll change a couple of styles quickly. There we go. So now we can at least see it. Great. So now both buttons are centered, and now we have to program this button to actually open the pop-up that we just created. So we can open the same pop-up quite easily. So what we can do is go in content here. First of all change this to I'm feeling lucky. I'm feeling lucky. So maybe this could actually be a dynamically generated coupon code. So we know that in our pop-up, 30% off shows up when the pop-up pops up. However, this button could actually dynamically generate a coupon code for a set rebate. Anyways, so in our case, what we want is that when we click on this button, that the pop-up shows up. To do this, go in where the link tab here is, click on dynamic tabs, find pop-up, then click on pop-up, open pop-up, and all here we'll have to go grab our pop-up, which is named, I don't remember, travel pop-up. Okay, so let's search for travel pop-up. And there it is. So now, if we update this, if we update the page, this button should make the pop-up pop up. Let's try it. So now, I'll scroll down, and around 50%, the pop-up should show up. Great, the pop-up has been triggered. Now, I don't want to know anything about it, so let's continue to scroll down. This has caught my eye. I want to know more. I'm feeling lucky. And I click, and there it is. So the pop-up has been shown by a button click. Great. Another one down. So as you can see, in this example, we have seen how to restrict a pop-up on a single page, which was managed in the display conditions. So we said that this pop-up should only show on a single page named Popup Page Test, which is the page we created at the beginning. Then we said, when a user scrolls down about 50% of the page, open. And then, in that said page, we added a button that could dynamically pop up our pop-up by using a dynamic tag that says to the system to open the pop-up of our choice, which is the travel pop-up we created. And now, it's time to have fun for yourself. So as you can see, there are a lot of conditions, a lot of triggers, and a lot of advanced and interesting rules for all of your needs, including a on-page exit intent, which in marketing is extremely powerful. So go play with all of this, use some existing templates, create your own pop-ups, and have fun. I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you in the next one. Scroll and scroll. And what do you know?